welcome back to Treadmill Review Guru. I am Kristen and this is Sydney. We're excited to be here with you today. We are going to go over our top rowers. So as you can see, we have a wide array of rowers. We've got magnetic rowers, water rowers, air rowers. We have personally tested and evaluated each rower here to assess the overall content, how comfortable it is, and who it's best suited for.
And we'll also highlight everything you need to know about each rower and explain why it's on our best list so you can find out which one is best for you.
So coming in at the top of our list is the Hydrow. We have awarded this the best rower overall for several reasons. One, this rower provides a fully immersive rowing experience. It's comfortable, easy to use, has great content, and it really looks nice in your home. It has a very chic design, a stately look. It will support up to 375 pounds, which means it's a great option for users of all sizes. It also has a nice long rail length, so even taller users will get plenty of leg span out of this. The 16-inch rail height makes it easy to get on and off, and it has magnetic resistance. So you have preset resistance levels, it's quiet, and it's easy to use for new rowers. If you have no rowing experience at all, this is a great option, and it will challenge even your most advanced rowers. So we kind of like the fully immersive experience of the Hydrow.
And this 22-inch touchscreen does require a monthly subscription to be able to access Hydrow's content. They have really impressive rowing content. It's filmed outdoors. The graphics are super clear on the screen, and it just really makes for an overall really immersive experience when you're using the Hydrow. They also have a just row option, so you can also just explore routes without a trainer outdoors as well. And we are super impressed. Their rowing content, we really find it to be top notch. And also the Hydrow is really comfortable. The seat is lightly contoured to be able to support your tailbone. It's also cushioned, and we find that it's a nice size to be able to support rowers of all sizes. And also the handle is also surprisingly comfortable. It's round, so you can get a nice grip on it, and we find that it is definitely perfectly long. So overall, this is why we have picked the Hydrow as our top rower on this list. So next on our list is the NordicTrack RW900 Rower. We've awarded it as the most versatile rower for home use. And on this 22-inch touchscreen, it's iFit enabled, so you have access to thousands of classes on and off the rower, and the screen accommodates that. It can tilt and pivot side to side, so you can use it on and off the rower. And the RW900 just feels really solid and stable to use. It has these steel stabilizers and also this large oversized monorail that just feels really secure when you're using it. One thing to keep in mind is that it does just have a 250-pound weight capacity, which we find to be a little bit more on the lower end of other rowers on this list. So it's only going to accommodate users up to that size. We also recommend it for more beginners and intermediate rowers. So like the Hydrow, the RW900 also uses magnetic resistance, so it's super quiet, but that magnetic resistance does have a max limit, so that's why we recommend it more for beginners and intermediates, because strong rowers and advanced rowers might not get enough power with it. It also has two front wheels on the front stabilizer, so you can move it around if needed, and you can also store it upright so it won't take up too much space when you're not using it.
And one thing that we really love about this rower is the fact that it is iFit enabled. Now the iFit content is expansive. Of all of the apps that we've used on different rowers and different machines, iFit by far expands to provide the most options both on and off the equipment that you're using. So if you already have a NordicTrack machine at home, it could be a bike or a treadmill, you do not have to pay for an additional subscription. That subscription will cover additional pieces of equipment. which means that you can access and use the RW900 without paying an extra monthly fee. Also, as Sydney mentioned, it does provide multiple training options. So you can use it to row indoors, you can use it for outdoor classes on the water. You can also use it for a bit of cross training. So they do provide options where you're gonna do a little bit of weightlifting and then hop on the rower for some intervals and then you're gonna hop off again. And that just really provides a very expansive training option. So that's why we have recognized this as the most versatile home rower. Now, if you are looking for a rower that is similar, but maybe just a touch more affordable, the NordicTrack RW900 is essentially the same rower. The footprint has just a few tweaks to it, but it provides the same content on just a slightly smaller touchscreen. So on that 10-inch touchscreen, you're seeing the same classes and content. It's just a little less expensive. Next on our list is the Concept 2 Air Rower. We have rated this our best overall air rower. If you're familiar with rowing, you will know the Concept 2. It is durable, it lasts forever, it is consistent, and it's comfortable to use. There's just so many things that we love about it. The Concept 2 is an air rower, which basically means it has unlimited max resistance. So we recommend this for intermediate to advanced people who love to row and get the most out of your rowing experience. You can adjust the drag factor on the side of that flywheel so that you can modify the drag just a little bit but still get that maximum resistance. It will support up to 500 pounds. So this is a great rower for pretty much users of all sizes. It has a 14-inch rail height, so it's relatively easy to get on and off. And the ergonomics on the rower itself have just been dialed in so that it works for users of all sizes. You're not gonna find the catch to be too low or the recovery to be too short. You got a nice long rail and just lots of great design on the Concept 2. Additionally, the frame itself is relatively light. It really doesn't weigh much at all, so it's easy to move around. Most people store them inverted, so you can save space when you're not using it, and it doesn't require a plug. So you can just hop on and go, and it's just great for all-round, maximum resistance, full power rowing.
So this is the PM5 console, and don't be deterred. It's simple and it's battery powered, so it lights up as soon as you start rowing, but it has surprisingly a lot of capabilities. There are built-in programs. You can customize them to determine what distance and what time you want. There's also built-in games that are fun, and you can even upload your workout data that's saved and be able to compete with users all around the world that have Concept 2. And the PM5 is calibrated so consistently that your watt output can be the same on every Concept 2. So this is why the Concept 2 is beloved and seen and used in competitions, especially in the CrossFit Games, because it is just so consistent, so it just really makes it a super reliable rower that way. And it's also surprisingly comfortable. We find that the saddle is nice and lightly contoured to be able to support your tailbone, and it has that nice amount of cushioning to be able to provide extra comfort there. Plus the handle is super versatile. It's nice and round to be able to get a grip, and then you can insert your one hand and do single arm rowing with that webbing that's in between the handles. So you get a lot of versatility out of the Concept 2, and that's a big reason why we've named it our best air rower on this list. All right, now we have the AssaultRower Elite. And when we got it in, we found that it's surprisingly comfortable. We weren't quite expecting it, didn't really know what to expect, but that's why we've named it the most comfortable air rower on our list. It's got this rugged design, yet it just feels super hardy and stable to use. It's rated for residential and home use, so you can see it in gyms and homes all around the world. And it accommodates up to 350 pounds, so it's really great for larger users. And we feel like stronger rowers and advanced rowers are definitely going to gravitate towards it because it uses air resistance. So air resistance does have some noise output, but as you're rowing, you won't get an max limit for your resistance. So you can keep rowing and you literally won't be able to out-row it. So really great for advanced rowers especially, but we feel like it's really great for beginner rowers as well, just because the interface and how comfortable it is, which Kristen will get into in a moment. And When you're done using it, it can be stored upright, and it also has those front transportation wheels so you can move it around if you need to. It's a little bit heavier than the Concept 2, but we found that maneuvering it around is pretty straightforward and easy.
I agree with Sydney as far as being impressed with the overall functionality of this air rower. The console is a little simpler than what you'll find on the PM5, but I find it to be just slightly easier to navigate. You can adjust the metric display to different readouts that makes it easy to see. You also can customize your workout for distance, time, or calorie burn. So you can go in and set preset levels and then you can work to that level. It is Bluetooth enabled, so you can sync your heart rate chest strap and your heart rate will show up on the screen. It is designed to accommodate heart rate training as well, and it does have preset intervals. So you can either do a Tabata 20-10 interval or an inverted Tabata with a 10 work set and a 20 rest. You can also customize whatever interval you would like. So this really does have some adjustable options that I found to be very easy to navigate. It does not require a plug, so just like the C2, you can place this anywhere in your home or garage and you don't have to be close to an outlet. And the monitor itself is just battery powered, so it powers right up as soon as you start to row. So yes, this is a great all-around comfortable air rower.
If you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We test all kinds of fitness equipment, including rowers, as you can see from this best list, and we also partner with brands to bring you guys giveaways. And let us know in the comments which one of these rowers that you like best.
All right, next on our list, we have the Ergatta water rower, and we have designated this the best water rower. As you can see, it has a very stately wood frame, and the stain makes it look like a piece of furniture. So this looks like something that belongs in your home and not something that you dragged in from the garage. We always have people notice the Ergatta when they walk through the studio because it does kind of stand out, and it just has a very unique, chic look. I like how the frame sits directly on the floor. For me, that is really comfortable. For some users, it might be a little bit limiting because you do have to get kind of low, but you can see how the seat is just a little bit elevated. And the water is what generates your resistance. So as you pull on that handle, there are paddles within the tank that move the water around. And what that does is it most closely mimics rowing on an outdoor lake or river because you actually feel and hear the water moving. It's a very subtle sound and it's very soothing as you're rowing. So there's a lot of people that just absolutely love water rowers because they are so similar to the experience that you get when you're rowing outdoors. You cannot customize the resistance like you could on a magnetic rower because you don't have preset resistance levels. You can only customize it by increasing or decreasing the amount of water in the tank. That's not difficult to do, and you do not have to drain the tank with each use. You just throw a tablet in there and you're good to go. So there are a lot of things about the Ergatta that I find very enjoyable and comfortable. It might be slightly limiting for larger users simply because you do have to sit low down on that seat. And on this particular rower, the footboards are rather close together, which makes that catch just a little bit constricting if you are a larger user, but we've had multiple testers use it and it seems to work well for people of all sizes.
Yeah, and definitely the seat is a little bit smaller than other rowers on this list, so larger users might not find it provides just enough support for them, but overall it's lightly contoured and cushioned to be able to, I mean, I find it to be perfectly comfortable. I know Kristen has found it to be nice and comfortable as well. The handle also has a nice texture on it, so it doesn't get slippery even when you get sweaty. It isn't completely round, which I know I tend to prefer, but it keeps your hands in a correct positioning when you're rowing, so that is really nice. And then also, what really makes the Ergatta stand out is on this 17-inch touchscreen, it has gaming content. So on other rowers on this list, other rowers that we've tested, typically usually just have trainer-led classes. You get guided rowing classes all around the world. This has computerized games, so you can do races, you can compete with other members, your friends. If your friend has the Ergatta, you can go on and compete. It requires a subscription, but the content is just, it's super engaging. You can go on, you can row for 5-10 minutes, you can row for even longer, and if you're competitive, really feel like this is a really great option, and we really like that the gaming content is paired with this beautiful water rower, and that's why we've named it our best water rower on this list. All right, now we have the CityRow Go Max, and we've awarded it the best water rower runner-up. It has a really similar design as the Ergatta, but we feel like the overall frame can accommodate larger users. The footboards, your feet are a little bit wider, and the seat is also a little bit larger to be able to handle a little bit larger users. It also has a 375-pound weight capacity, so it's excellent for users up to that limit. It does sit pretty low to the ground, which is pretty consistent with water rowers, just something to be aware of. It might be a little bit harder to get on and off. I really prefer sitting a little bit lower, and overall I really like water rowers. They use that water resistance in that tank, so it's not adjustable like magnetic resistance, so on the screen you won't be able to adjust the resistance. You can add more water to get more resistance though, and as you're rowing, the water resistance just feels more realistic as you're rowing outdoors, and it also just has a really nice, soft, soothing sound as you're rowing. A lot of users tend to prefer it. And when you're done using the CityRow Go Max, you can store it upright, and it also has wheels for easy transporting if needed.
Another thing that we really liked about the CityRow Go Max is the fact that it does include training content. Now there is a distinct difference between the training content on this water rower and the Ergatta. And so that's a distinction that you will want to make when you're evaluating both machines. The Ergatta includes gamified content. You jump on, you jump into a game and you row. The CityRow Go, by contrast, has indoor video classes that are filmed in a studio on a rower. So there are no outdoor classes, but there are different options with that indoor training. So you can do a interval class, you can do resistance as far as incorporating strength training both on and off the rower. You can do an endurance class where you go a long time on the rower. They even have yoga options. So you have more training options as far as variety on the CityRow Go Max. Additionally, it is a great option for beginning users because unlike the Ergatta where you just jump on and go, this includes tips on form, how to get the most out of rowing, how to make sure that you're not, overarching through the back, not leaning too far at the end of that drive. So it does include content that is really customized for beginning users who maybe aren't familiar with rowing but really want to learn. So that's something that we really love about the CityRow Go. Again, you are using that water resistance, which is quite soothing and something that a lot of people really appreciate. So that's why we have designated this our best water rower runner-up. All right, rounding out our top list is the ProForm 750R. This is a quiet magnetic rower and it does fold up. So unlike the other rowers on our list, this will fold in half so that you can tuck it away in a corner, which makes it really nice. It's also very affordable. So we have designated this our most affordable tech-enhanced rower. You have kind of a hybrid console that Sydney's going to talk about in a minute, but it's a very great option for people who just want to jump into rowing, not drop too much money on the beginning purchase, but really get the benefit of impressive training.
And this console, we really like it because it lets you can use iFit. iFit comes free for the first month, so it'll sync with iFit when you use your phone or tablet through the iFit app. So you have that option to be able to use it for guided workouts, or you can simply check out your workout metrics on the screen. You can watch a movie on your own device, so it gives you a lot of options that way. Plus, we found it to be pretty comfortable. I really like the round handle on this rower. It lets you get those different grip options. And another really affordable rower that's super comparable to this one is the ProForm Pro R10. It is the same design, it folds up, and it just has a 10-inch touchscreen, which is iFit enabled. So if you want a nice quiet magnetic rower like this one, but you want that screen instead of having to use your own, that's another nice option as well. So a last minute entry on our best rowers list is the Aviron. We just got it in and we're so impressed with it that we wanted to add it to this list, and we've also awarded it as the best gamified rower. It has really fun content and a huge variety of content. It has video games, so you can play racing games, first-person games. You can also compete, and then you can do competitions against professional athletes. There's guided rowing, scenic rowing, and then you can also stream Netflix and Hulu, so you can watch your favorite shows and movies. So it's really fun, and there's a lot of engaging content on it. Plus, the build of the rower itself is really nice. It's made of steel and aluminum, and the seat sits up about 20 inches off the ground, so it's pretty easy to get on and off. And this is a hybrid rower, so it uses air and magnetic resistance, so you'll have even more tension, plus the resistance, you can adjust it within the touchscreen, so you get variability with your training that way. And when you're done using it, you can fold it in half, so it folds in half just between the footboards, and it also has 4 wheels, so you can move it around really easily. We are really impressed with the Aviron. This is the Impact series. They also have the Tough series, which you can purchase as well.
So hopefully this video helps provide an overview of all of these rowers, their individual pros and cons, and which one works best for you. Rowing is a great exercise. It incorporates more than 85% of the muscles in your body. It's low impact, quiet, and can be done by pretty much anyone. So over the last few years, we've seen a lot of rowers come onto the market as people start to look at ways to adopt this valuable exercise into their daily life.
So thanks for watching our best rowers video. If you want to learn more about each rower, you can head to treadmillreviewguru.com. We have individual reviews on each of these rowers there. We also have our best page there as well. And you can click the links below to check current prices on all of these rowers. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We create these videos to you guys, so that way you can make informed buying decisions. I'm Sydney and this is Kristen. We're with Treadmill Review Guru. We'll see you next time.